I moved to the US for love. I left my family, my job, and everything familiar back in Sweden because I truly believed in us. His name was Brandon. Charming, kind, the kind of man who opens doors, remembers your coffee order, and kisses your forehead like you're made of glass. We met while he was studying abroad in Stockholm. 6 months later, I had a ring on my finger and a visa in my passport. Everything felt like a dream. I told my mother, "Don't worry, Mama. He's the kind of man you pray your daughter finds." But prayers, they can turn into warnings if you ignore the signs. The adjustment. The first few months in our little apartment were magical. He showed me the best local spots, introduced me to his friends, bought me candles with scents I'd mentioned only once. But I couldn't work yet. My visa was pending, so I stayed home most days, cooking, cleaning, waiting for him to come back. One night, as we lay in bed, he whispered, "I love that you're always here when I come home." It sounded sweet, but something about it felt like a chain. Her name was Jamie. Jamie was Brandon's best friend since high school. They texted a lot. She came over sometimes. They'd hug a little too long. But he'd always say, "She's like a sister. You have nothing to worry about." I wanted to believe him. I did believe him, until the day I borrowed his iPad to check a recipe. The Messages app was open, and there she was. Jamie. If she wasn't here, would you still choose me? Do you ever think about that night? New Year's? You said you missed the way I taste. I dropped the iPad. The confrontation. I didn't scream. I didn't cry. I waited until dinner. I served him pasta. I poured him wine. Then I placed the iPad on the table and pressed play on one of their voice notes. Jamie's voice. "She'll never love you the way I do. She doesn't even know who you really are." Brandon turned pale. He said, "It didn't mean anything. It was before you moved here. I swear." I said nothing. Then he added, "Okay, it happened one more time, but only once. It was complicated. Complicated. I left everything I knew for this man. And now, I was complicated?" The unraveling. He begged me to stay. He cried. He even said we should try therapy. But trust is like glass. Once cracked, it never looks the same. I moved out 2 days later. I stayed with an older Swedish woman I'd met through an expat Facebook group. Brandon kept texting, sending flowers, emails, even voice messages. But all I could think about was my mother's voice before I left Sweden. A man who loves you would build a life with you, not just bring you into his. The final straw. 3 weeks later, I agreed to meet him. Closure, I thought. He showed up with a letter, said he'd written his heart on every page. I didn't read it. I handed him a document. It was my flight confirmation. One way, Stockholm. He asked, "That's it? You're just leaving?" I looked at him. "Number I'm returning. You were the detour." 1 year later, I'm back home now. I teach English at a local school. I see my parents every Sunday. I bike past the cafe where I met Brandon, and I don't flinch anymore. Jamie? She posted a quote on Instagram last month. "If he cheats with you, he'll cheat on you." Poetic justice. Brandon still emails sometimes. Last one just said, "I miss your piece." Funny, he destroyed it. The lesson. You can love someone with your whole heart and still choose to walk away when they break it. You can start over at any age, in any country, with no plan, as long as you choose yourself first. Because loyalty is beautiful, but blind loyalty, that's a cage.